If you're planning your very first cruise, I need you to stop everything and listen. A cruise is not like a normal vacation where you can just show up and figure things out. No, the small things you don't even know to think about? Those are the exact things that can completely ruin your entire trip, and I mean ruin it. We're talking about hidden fees that drain your bank account, packing the wrong stuff and ending up miserable, missing your flight and watching the ship sail away without you. Getting so seasick you can't even get out of bed, buying a Wi-Fi package that doesn't work, or even missing the ship at a port and getting left behind in a foreign country. This is serious stuff. Every single year, thousands and thousands of first-time cruisers make the exact same mistakes, and they are so easy to avoid. But today, I'm going to make sure that person is not you. This is the ultimate 2026 beginner's guide to cruising, and I'm giving you the 20 most important cruise tips that are based on real experiences from thousands of travelers. These aren't just theories. These are real problems and real surprises people face every single day. Following these tips will literally save you money, save you stress, and prevent massive headaches. So whether your cruise is next month or you're planning one for next year, you need to watch this entire video carefully. I am not exaggerating when I say these are the things that every single experienced cruiser wishes someone had told them on their very first day. We have 20 tips to get through, so there's no time to waste. Let's get started and make sure your first cruise is absolutely incredible. First up, let's talk about the #1 fear for first-time cruisers: motion sickness. You've probably heard horror stories of people being sick the entire time, but let me tell you the truth. Modern cruise ships are gigantic. They're like floating cities with advanced stabilizers that make them incredibly smooth. Most of the time, you won't even feel the ship moving. But, and this is a big but, it is absolutely still possible to get seasick, especially if you hit rough water or you're just naturally sensitive to motion. It can happen to anyone, and if it hits you, it can completely ruin your vacation. So, how do you beat it? It's all about being prepared. When you book your cabin, try to get one in the middle of the ship and on a lower deck. This is the ship's natural balance point, so you'll feel the least amount of movement there. Then, before you even leave home, go to the pharmacy and pack some non-drowsy motion sickness tablets like Dramamine or Benine. Ginger candies, C-bands, and even those little patches that go behind your ear are also lifesavers for a lot of people. Don't wait until you feel sick to find a solution. Have your survival kit ready to go from day one. This next mistake is a big one, and it's something most beginners don't even think about. You might think that if you book with a specific cruise line, say Royal Caribbean or Carnival, that all their ships are basically the same. That is completely wrong. In fact, ships from the exact same cruise line can be wildly different from each other. An older ship from 2005 is going to have a totally different vibe, different restaurants, and different activities than a brand new megaship that just launched this year. This is not a small detail. This can change your entire vacation experience. So before you hit that book button, you need to do more research. Don't just look at the cruise line's name. You need to research the exact ship you'll be sailing on. Go on YouTube and search for full ship tours. Read recent reviews from other passengers who have been on that specific ship. Look up what year it was built and when it was last refurbished. Are you looking for a ship with giant water slides and rock climbing walls? Or are you looking for a quieter, more relaxed experience? Knowing your ship is the key to making sure you get the vacation you're actually paying for. This tip is not a suggestion. It is a non-negotiable rule. I don't care if you found the perfect flight that lands 3 hours before the ship is supposed to leave. Do not do it. You must fly into your departure port city at least one day before your cruise. I cannot stress this enough. Every single year, thousands of people miss their cruise because of a flight delay, a cancellation, or even just bad traffic from the airport to the cruise terminal. And guess what happens if you're late? The ship will not wait for you. It will sail away, and you'll be left on the dock with all your luggage, watching your vacation disappear over the horizon. Think of it this way: your vacation starts the day you fly in. Book a hotel near the port, explore the city a little bit, have a nice relaxing dinner, and wake up on embarkation day completely stress-free. The small cost of a one-night hotel stay is nothing compared to the catastrophic cost of missing your entire cruise. It's the ultimate insurance policy against travel chaos. Don't risk your whole trip to save a few bucks on a hotel. Just don't do it. Fly in the day before, period. Okay, let's have a serious talk about something nobody wants to think about: emergencies. You might be tempted to skip buying travel insurance to save a little money, but honestly, this is one of the most dangerous mistakes you can make. Cruise insurance is not optional, it is absolutely essential. Your regular health insurance from back home will most likely not cover you once the ship is in international waters. And if something goes wrong, the costs are astronomical. We're talking tens of thousands of dollars just for a minor incident, and potentially hundreds of thousands if you need a serious medical evacuation. Imagine having to be airlifted off the ship by a helicopter. It sounds dramatic, but it happens. A medical emergency at sea is not the time to be worrying about how you're going to pay for it. A good travel insurance policy will cover not just medical emergencies, but also things like trip cancellations, lost luggage, and flight delays. It's a small price to pay for complete peace of mind. Before you book, read the policy carefully to make sure it includes medical evacuation coverage. Don't even think about stepping on that ship without it. There's a huge myth that cruises are all-inclusive. Let me tell you right now, they are not. While your cruise fare covers your cabin, your main meals, and some entertainment, there is a whole list of extra things that will cost you money. And if you don't budget for them, you could be in for a very nasty surprise when you get your final bill. These hidden extras can add up incredibly fast, sometimes even doubling the cost of your trip if you're not careful. This is where cruise lines make a ton of their money. So what are these extras? The big ones are alcoholic drinks, sodas, and specialty coffees. Then you have shore excursions, which are the tours you take in port. On board, you'll pay extra for specialty restaurants, spa treatments, casino gambling, professional photos, and even the Wi-Fi. And don't forget about the automatic daily gratuities, which are tips for the crew that are added to your account every single day. Before you go, make a realistic budget for these items so you know exactly what you're spending and you can enjoy your trip without financial stress. In 2026, your smartphone is the most powerful tool you have on a cruise, but only if you're prepared. Every major cruise line has its own dedicated app, and you need to download it before you even leave your house. Don't wait until you're at the port or on the ship where the Wi-Fi is slow and expensive. Download the app at home, create your account, and link your reservation. This little app is going to be your command center for the entire cruise. You'll use it for everything. Once you're on board, the app is your key to unlocking the whole experience. You can view the daily schedule of activities, see what's happening all over the ship, and check the opening times for all the restaurants and bars. More importantly, you can use it to make reservations for shows, specialty dining, and sometimes even pool chairs. It also has a chat feature to communicate with your family or friends on the ship for free. Plus, you can track your onboard spending in real time, so there are no scary surprises on your final bill. Okay, so I know I just told you to download the app and that your phone is basically your command center, but honestly, technology can and does fail. Your phone could die, the app could crash, or, the ship's Wi-Fi could go down at the absolute worst possible moment. That's why you absolutely must have a physical, printed backup of all your most important documents. Seriously, this is your safety net. Relying 100% on digital is a rookie mistake that can lead to huge problems, especially during the check-in process. So, what do you need to print? First, your cruise booking confirmation. Second, your luggage tags, which the cruise line will email you. Third, proof of any pre-booked shore excursions, drink packages, or specialty dining reservations. And most importantly, print a copy of your passport or birth certificate and your government ID. Keep all of these papers in a waterproof folder inside your carry-on bag. If your phone dies right as you get to the check-in counter, you'll be the calm and prepared person who just pulls out their folder, while everyone else is panicking. If you get a headache or an upset stomach on land, you just go to the corner store, right? But on a cruise ship in the middle of the ocean, it's a completely different story. The shops on board have a very, very limited selection of toiletries and over-the-counter medicines, and the prices are honestly ridiculously inflated. You could end up paying $10 for a small bottle of aspirin that would cost you just $1 at home. Don't put yourself in that position. You need to pack a small personal pharmacy with all the essentials. So, think about anything you might possibly need. This includes pain relievers like Tylenol or Advil, stomach medicine like Pepto-Bismol or Tums, allergy pills, Band-Aids, and of course, any prescription medications you take. Also, pack your own sunscreen. A bottle of sunscreen on the ship can cost you over $25. The same goes for things like aloe vera for sunburns, insect repellent for the ports, and any specific toiletries you just can't live without. Packing these yourself will save you a ton of money and a lot of potential discomfort. So, you're booking a cruise to the Caribbean or Mexico. You're picturing sunshine, hot weather, and those dreamy tropical beaches, right? So you pack nothing but shorts, t-shirts, and swimsuits. But honestly, this is a classic first-timer mistake. Yes, it'll be hot outside on the deck and in the ports of call. But inside the ship, it's a completely different world. The cruise lines blast the air conditioning 24/7 to keep thousands of people comfortable, and it can get surprisingly cold, especially in the evenings. You'll be walking into the main dining room, the theater, the casino, or even just strolling through the interior hallways, and you'll suddenly feel a chill. It's no fun trying to enjoy a nice dinner or a spectacular show when you're shivering the whole time. So, do yourself a huge favor and pack a light sweater, a cardigan, a hoodie, or a light jacket. You might not wear it outside, but you will be so thankful you have it for the evenings inside the ship. It's a small item that makes a huge difference in your comfort. Cruise ship cabins are famously small, and storage space is at a premium. But there's a secret that experienced cruisers know. The walls and ceiling are made of metal. This is a huge advantage if you know how to use it. That's why one of the best things you can pack is a set of strong magnetic hooks. These things are honestly game changers. You can stick them to the walls or the ceiling to hang up your hats, your lanyards, your wet swimsuits, or your day bag. It gets stuff off the floor and out of your way, instantly creating more space. Another couple of cheap but brilliant gadgets are towel clips and a reusable water bottle. The towel clips are for the pool deck. It can get really windy on a moving ship, and these clips will keep your towel from flying off your lounge chair every 5 seconds. The reusable water bottle is for staying hydrated. There are water and juice stations in the buffet, but they usually only have small cups. Bringing your own bottle means you can fill it up and take it with you around the ship or off into port, saving you money on buying bottled water. In our modern world, we're all used to having a dozen outlets to charge our phones, our smartwatches, our cameras, and our tablets. Well, get ready for a shock, because most cruise ship cabins, especially on slightly older ships, were designed before we all carried 5 electronic devices. You might walk into your cabin and find only 1 or 2 available electrical outlets for the entire room. This can create a serious charging traffic jam, especially if you're sharing the cabin with family or friends. The solution is to bring a non-surge protected USB charging hub. This is a small device that plugs into one outlet but gives you multiple USB ports, so you can charge several devices at once. Now, listen carefully to the most important part. You cannot bring a regular power strip with a surge protector. Surge protectors are a fire hazard on a ship's electrical system and are on the list of banned items. If you pack one, security will find it in your luggage and confiscate it. So make sure you buy a cruise-approved, non-surge protected power hub. On board the cruise ship, everything is cashless. You'll use your cruise card for every single purchase, from drinks at the bar to souvenirs in the gift shop. It's super convenient. This leads a lot of first-timers to think they don't need to bring any cash at all. This is a big mistake. Once you step off that ship and into a port of call, you are back in the real world, and cash is still king, especially in the small beach towns and markets you'll be visiting in the Caribbean or Mexico. You'll want to have small bills, 1s, 5s, and 10s, for a bunch of different things. You'll need it for tipping your tour guides or drivers, who work incredibly hard. You'll need it for haggling at local souvenir markets, buying a coconut from a beach vendor, or grabbing a taxi. Trying to pay for a $5 item with a $50 bill can be a real hassle. So before you leave home, go to the bank and get a nice stack of small US dollars. It will make your time in port so much smoother and more enjoyable. Okay, so here's a small tip that can really prevent a huge headache. Before your cruise, the cruise line is going to email you your luggage tags. Now, these aren't like the sturdy tags you get at the airport. They are literally just pieces of paper that you have to print out at home, fold up, and then attach to your suitcase handles. As you can probably imagine, a flimsy piece of paper attached to a bag that's about to be tossed around with thousands of other bags is just asking for trouble. If that paper tag rips off, your bag is basically lost in a sea of luggage. The crew honestly won't have any idea which room it belongs to, and it could take hours, or even a full day, before you're reunited with your stuff. So, how do you prevent this from happening? Well, you have two really easy options. The simple, free option is to reinforce the paper tag with clear packing tape. Just wrap it around the handle securely. Or, even better, hop on Amazon and spend a few dollars on a set of plastic luggage tag holders. These are clear, waterproof sleeves made specifically for cruise tags. You just slip the paper inside and it's totally protected. Your cruise documents will give you a boarding window, which is basically a range of time when you're scheduled to arrive at the port. A lot of people see that the ship doesn't sail until 4 p.m. and think they can just show up at 3. But honestly, this is a terrible idea. First, there are cutoff times, and if you miss them, you could be denied boarding entirely. Second, why would you want to waste your first day? The moment you step on that ship, your vacation officially begins. The buffet is open, the pools are ready, and the bars are already serving drinks. I totally recommend arriving at the earliest possible time your boarding window allows. Sure, there might be lines, but the sooner you get through check-in and security, the sooner you can start exploring the ship. You can have a relaxing lunch, take a dip in the pool before it gets crowded, and get familiar with the layout of the ship while it's still pretty empty. You paid for that day, so you should really get the most out of it. Don't waste hours of your vacation waiting on land when you could be on the ship having fun. On boarding day, you'll drop off your big, checked luggage with the porters at the cruise terminal. From there, it can actually take several hours for your bags to be delivered to your cabin. I've honestly seen it take until after dinner on some cruises. This means you won't have access to your main suitcase for a big chunk of your first day. That's why packing a smart, well-thought-out carry-on bag is absolutely critical for a smooth start to your vacation. You need to pack everything you might need for the first 4 to 6 hours on the ship. So, what should go in this bag? First, all of your important documents, passports, cruise tickets, and printed confirmations. Second, any essential medications you need. Third, a change of clothes. Definitely pack your swimsuit, a cover-up, and flip-flops so you can hit the pool or hot tub right away instead of waiting for your luggage. It's also a good idea to pack sunscreen, your phone charger, and any valuables like cameras or laptops. Having this bag with you means your vacation starts the second you get on board. From the moment you check in, you will be given a plastic card about the size of a credit card. This is your cruise card, and honestly, it is the single most important item you will possess for the entire week. It's not just your room key, it's your wallet, your ID, and your ticket on and off the ship. You'll use it to open your cabin door, to make any and all purchases on board, and security will scan it every time you leave the ship and every time you return. If you lose this card, it is a huge pain to get it replaced, trust me. Because it's so important, you really need a good way to carry it. The most popular solution is a lanyard. You can buy one on the ship, but they're usually overpriced. It's just better to bring one from home. It keeps your card easily accessible. However, here's a pro tip. When you get off the ship in a port, tuck the lanyard inside your shirt. Walking around a foreign city with your cruise card displayed makes you an obvious target for pickpockets and scammers. It basically screams, "I'm a tourist with money." So, keep it handy, but keep it hidden when you're off the ship. We are so used to having free Wi-Fi everywhere, in cafes, airports, and hotels. So it's a big shock for many first-time cruisers when they discover that internet on a cruise ship is not free. In fact, it can be very, very expensive. The internet service is beamed from satellites, and the cruise lines charge a premium for it. Don't expect the same speeds you get at home either. It can be slow and unreliable, especially on sea days when thousands of people are trying to use it at once. Before you buy a package, you need to think about what you actually need it for. Do you just need to send a few text messages and emails, or do you need to stream videos and post on social media? The cruise lines offer different tiers of Wi-Fi packages at different prices. The basic social or messaging package is much cheaper than the premium streaming package. Only buy what you absolutely need. For many people, the best option is to just disconnect and enjoy the vacation, and then use the free Wi-Fi available in cafes and restaurants when you're in port. Unless you're spending a fortune on a massive suite, your cruise ship cabin is going to be small. I mean really small. They're masterclasses in efficient design, but honestly, there's just no getting around the fact that you'll have limited space, especially for your luggage and all your stuff. If you overpack and just throw your things everywhere, your tiny cabin will feel like a cluttered closet within, like, 5 minutes. The key to staying sane in a small cabin is to unpack immediately and get organized. Seriously, don't live out of your suitcase. the first thing you should do is unpack everything into the closets and drawers. Most importantly, take your empty suitcases and slide them under the bed. This is the single biggest space-saving trick. Use those magnetic hooks I mentioned earlier to get things off the surfaces, and keep your bathroom toiletries organized in a hanging bag. By taking 20 minutes to get organized on the first day, you'll make your small cabin feel so much more spacious and comfortable for the rest of the week. This is a slightly awkward topic, but it's incredibly important. The plumbing system on a cruise ship is not like the plumbing system in your house. It's a powerful vacuum-based system that is very, very sensitive. You'll notice this the first time you flush the toilet. It makes a very loud whoosh sound. Because of this special system, you have to be extremely careful about what you flush. There is only one thing that should ever go into a cruise ship toilet: the toilet paper provided by the cruise line. That's it. Do not, under any circumstances, flush anything else. This means no facial tissues, no paper towels, no wet wipes, even if they say flushable, and absolutely no feminine hygiene products. Flushing any of these items can, and likely will, clog the system not just for your cabin, but for a whole section of cabins around you. It's a disgusting and embarrassing problem to have, and it requires a plumber to come and fix it. There will be a small sign in the bathroom reminding you of this, so take it seriously. One of the best parts about a cruise is the food. For the most part, the food is included in your cruise fare. You can eat breakfast, lunch, and dinner in the main dining room or the buffet without paying anything extra. There's also usually pizza, soft-serve ice cream, and other snacks available for free throughout the day. However, a very common point of confusion for first-timers is drinks. While basic beverages like tap water, iced tea, lemonade, and regular coffee are free, almost everything else costs extra. If you want a can of Coke, a bottle of water, a cappuccino, a beer, or a cocktail, you will be paying for it. This is where drink packages come in. Cruise lines sell packages that let you pay one flat daily fee for unlimited sodas or unlimited alcoholic drinks. You have to do the math to see if it's worth it for you. If you plan on drinking a lot, it can save you a ton of money. If you only have a few drinks a day, it's cheaper to pay as you go. And remember my tip about the reusable water bottle. It's the best way to get free hydration all day long. And that is it. We just went through the 20 most important tips that will completely change your first cruise experience. Following this advice can literally save you hundreds, if not thousands of dollars. More importantly, it will save you from hours of unnecessary stress and help you avoid all the classic rookie mistakes that so many people make. From packing the right gadgets to understanding the hidden costs, you are now more prepared than 99% of first-time cruisers. You have the knowledge to make your vacation incredible. The whole point of a cruise is to relax, explore, and have fun. It shouldn't be a stressful experience where you're constantly worried about making a mistake or getting ripped off. With this guide, you can board that ship with total confidence, knowing you've got everything covered. If this guide helped you out and you feel more prepared for your trip, do me a huge favor and smash that like button and subscribe to the channel for more travel guides just like this one. Your first cruise should be one of the best vacations of your life, creating memories that will last forever. Now that you have the inside scoop, you can make sure it's amazing from the moment you step on board until the moment you get home. Go out there and have an incredible time. Happy cruising!